Welcome back to the Spectre Sisters. Recently, Nyx and I hopped ourselves on over to the Frogman Festival, and we wanted to share our experiences and revisit the legend of the Loveland Frogman. But this time, it's longer than 7 minutes, so get your snacks and sit back. This is the Loveland Frogman. Hello, hello.
I'm so excited to be revisiting the Frogman and to be talking about the festival because I had a great time other than your kids bullying me.
That's good for you, though. It builds character, Nyx.
Does it? I got called crazy and illegal.
If the boot fits.
Hey, yo.
Don't mind my voice because I'm currently dying, so just, take that into consideration. But we went to the Loveland Frogman Festival, which we were talking about in the original Loveland video that we did.
Yes, we did mention it, and we did say we wanted to go.
I know. So we actually got the balls to go this time, and we brought goodie bags to give out to people. So if we saw you and gave you a goodie bag, hope that it was okay and fun and not awkward, because I am awkward.
We are both very awkward, but we met some cool podcasters as well and authors.
We did, absolutely. What was your favorite thing about the festival?
I liked the diversity of all the booths. I was expecting more Frogman.
More Frogman. How could they have incorporated more Frogman, do you think?
I know they had that parade, but I was expecting more of talks and stuff like they do at Comic-Cons.
Okay. So having more speakers and things?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be really cool to people who have had firsthand sightings maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard that would be to wrangle people up like that, but that would be really cool.
Or even having a cryptozoologist come in and do a talk.
Right. Yeah. No, I would love to hear that for sure. Yeah, I thought it was really fun though. I thought that the pricing of everything too, vendors were very nice, and it was not it was very affordable.
Yeah.
So don't let that ever stop you from going, because I know money's tight for everybody right now.
In this economy?
Yeah. But it's really good to support these local people for sure.
Yeah, and pretty much all of the vendors were small businesses.
Yeah.
And just people making cool stuff, like the tea vendor.
Yeah, all the fun teas. That was so cool. And all the oddity vendors, of course, I'm all over that.
We were freaking over the bones and the uranium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend it for 2027 for anybody to go and check it out, support all the local businesses and learn more about Frogman. And we're going to jump back into the history of it. So again, it's not a 7-minute long video this time, a little bit more in depth.
We've gotten better at this.
Hopefully, please let us know if we've gotten better or if we suck.
Got worse.
Yeah, if
somehow.
We suck, thumbs down the video. Thank you. No, don't actually, please.
I would cry if you guys thumbs down the video. I have a feeling Brendan's going to do it out of spite now.
We see you, Brendan. We know you're listening. All right, and into the history. In the small town of Loveland, just outside of Cincinnati, locals tell a story about something strange that lives near the river. Not a ghost, but not exactly an animal either. It's something in between. A creature said to be about 3 to 4 feet tall with the body of a man and the face of a frog. The locals call it the Loveland Frogman. And the strange part is, multiple people have claimed to have seen it.
With the most recent sighting happening in 2016.
I know. That's incredible to me.
Yeah, when I learned about that, talking to the guys at the festival who did the movie, the documentary, and they said that people playing Pokemon Go had a sighting. I was like, I didn't know this.
I know. Isn't that that's crazy that so recently people have seen it.
The frogmen, they're still around.
I know. And that, because that's something to take into consideration when going back to the first encounters and stuff. Because as you'll see, they think that they got rid of the original one.
But guess who's back,
Guess
baby?
who's back? All right. And the first encounter, the legend begins in 1955, late at night on a lonely stretch of road near the Little Miami River. A traveling businessman was driving through the quiet countryside when he saw something strange alongside of the road. At first, he thought it was a group of people, but as he got closer, his headlights revealed something unexpected. 3 small creatures, and they were standing upright on their hind legs. Each was about 3 feet tall with leathery green skin and wide frog-like faces. The creatures seemed to be gathered around something. According to the witness, one of them held a wand-like object. The creature lifted it into the air, and a moment later, sparks flew out of the end. Startled and terrified, the driver sped away. He later reported the encounter, describing the creatures as humanoid frogs. Most people dismissed the story as imagination, but the legend had begun.
It's crazy to me that he didn't even stay to see what was going to happen after the sparks came out of the wand.
He said, no, they're gonna curse me. And you curse your family, your mom, and your cow. So that seemed like a threat to him. And he said, I'm out.
He said, I'm out, I'm done. But also imagine, your husband's a businessman and he's coming home late at night and he just walks in the door and goes, babe, I think I just saw humanoid frogs.
I would make him sleep outside.
I'd be like, what drugs did you
I'd
do?
Be like, you take a drug test right now because I think you're lying.
Or like, are you having like a psychotic break? Like, what is wrong with
3
you, bro?
of them too.
Which is crazy. Like 3? Like normally when people see cryptids, it's just 1.
Right. They were conversing amongst themselves, plotting to take over the world like Planet of the Apes.
Let them, honestly.
Honestly, yeah, it's time. It's time.
We've already established everything sucks. So might as well let the Frogmen take over and become the best baristas I know they can be.
Exactly. They were made to be baristas. And we live by that.
Yeah. Who knows what those magic wands can do?
Exactly. Your latte, out of this world. For the next part, there was 15 years of no new sightings. The story faded into local folklore, something people joked about at bars and told around campfires. But then, in 1972, the Frogman returned. On a cold night in March of 1972, a police officer named Ray Shockey was driving near the river. His headlights suddenly caught something in the road. At first, he thought it was an injured animal, but when he got closer, the creature stood up on 2 legs. It was roughly 4 feet tall, with a hunched posture and rough, bumpy skin. The creature stared at the officer for a moment, then it leaped over the guardrail and disappeared towards the river. Officer Shockey reported the sighting, but many people assumed that he had simply seen a large iguana or some other animal, like those are native to Ohio.
Also, how big do they think an iguana can be?
And why is he on his hind legs? I feel like they're not known to do that.
I gotta Google this.
I feel like iguanas they're not built for that sort of thing with those little stubby legs. And yet they're just not native to Ohio. And you would know that tail.
Yeah, iguanas actually can stand and even run on their hind legs.
Okay, well, you learned something new, and now I'm terrified.
But they're not native to Ohio, so what were they thinking?
I have no idea. But 2 weeks later, another officer had his own encounter. Police officer Mark Matthews was driving along the same road when he saw something crouched beside the guardrail. He stopped his patrol car and shined his headlights towards it. The creature slowly stood up. Matthew later described it as looking like a giant frog standing on its hind legs. The creature stared directly at him. Then it climbed over the guardrail and disappeared down toward the riverbank. 2 officers, 2 sightings in the exact same area.
Thanks. I hate it.
Why is this creature, and if it is an iguana, why is its first instinct to get up on its hind legs and then jump over the guardrail each time? What are we doing?
Yeah, like why?
He's trying to be big and tough.
It's a Frogman. It's already scary. It doesn't need to be big and tough.
I know, but it's like that's such a weird thing that I couldn't see an iguana doing. Like the same spot, the same action of just getting up on its hind legs and then deciding to just throw itself off of the guardrail is wild. Yeah, I don't know.
Also, just like, that feels like a very not animal instinct.
It can't be. Like, that's not, I don't know. I feel like iguanas are more predatory. They're not going to behave in like, I don't know. I need the iguana experts in the comments, please.
Actually, yeah. Can I get an iguana expert on the pod for this?
Do they do this in Florida? Is that the problem with Florida?
You know, I think we might have just cracked the code. This is the problem with Florida.
It's all just actually frogmen, but they've gaslit everyone into thinking that they're iguanas.
Oh, this is my exotic pet iguana, but what they don't see is the wand.
Exactly, and that's the magic. That's where they get the magic. It's a disguise.
See, we're figuring it out. We're piecing it together. We're smart.
Could always be aliens, though.
It's probably aliens, actually. Let's be real.
Yeah. Well, after the sightings made local news, people obviously began speculating. Some believe the officers had encountered a previously unknown animal, and others claimed it was a large escaped reptile, possibly someone's exotic pet. Years later, Officer Matthews even suggested that the creature might have been a large iguana that just lost its tail. But clearly not everyone was convinced, because the creature wasn't crawling, it was standing upright, and witnesses claimed it moved in ways that no normal animal ever should. Over the years, Loveland Frogman became part of the town's identity. Locals told stories of seeing strange shapes near the river at night. Occasionally, new sightings would pop up. Some claimed the creature was protecting the river. Others believed that it was an ancient cryptid species hiding in the forest. And of course, there were always skeptics. But whether real or imagined, the legend refused to disappear. And today, the Loveland Frogman is one of the strangest cryptids in American folklore. Unlike creatures like Bigfoot or Mothman, the Frogman sightings are fewer, but oddly specific. A small humanoid, frog-like face, standing upright, often near the river, and sometimes appearing suddenly in the middle of the road.
If I were driving and I saw the Frogman in the middle of the road, I think I'd have to start the car.
Start the car? Well, you might have other problems if that's where you're at.
I would have to stop the car, just dead ass middle of the road, get out and give him a big ol' smooch.
Why is that your first? Is this like the Princess and the Frog, but like cursed edition? Because you are neither a princess and that is a frog humanoid thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Got it.
We're recreating the Princess and the Frog, but make it Ohio.
Oh, Ohio edition. And we're writing a script for that.
Quick.
Write that down.
Greg, write that down.
Write that down.
Brendan, get to work on this.
Yeah. Brendan, we know you're there.
We know you're listening.
And for our final thoughts, most urban legends, they fade with time, but the Loveland Frogman was honestly different because the witnesses weren't just campers or late night storytellers. 2 of them were literally police officers. Yeah.
Which is crazy. As a cop, they're probably not out there doing drugs.
Right. Hopefully not.
Hopefully. So you can kind of put a lot of stock in the fact that they're like, hey, we saw this thing. But it's just a giant iguana.
And it was like this. Yeah. So it's a weird thing to lie about because of how specific that it is. That is a very odd lie for 2 officers of the law to, what do they have? Is it just spare time? Because I know Cincinnati has crime. So it can't just be like, oh, we're so bored, because Cincinnati is Cincinnati, point blank, period. But yeah, no, it's crazy because they both claim they saw the exact same thing. So,
Which is insane. And then the fact that the sightings have continued, the 15-year, break, I guess, is a little odd, but because I feel like sometimes people, cryptids are seen more frequently.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, the fact that they're still being seen today, I overheard somebody at the festivals say that they had seen one, within the 2020s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Huh. We should go for a little hunt.
Who wants to come frogman hunting with us?
That's what I'm saying. And the thing with the wands and stuff, that's so So strange.
Yeah, why do they have wands? I need to know. This is why I'm getting out of the car and I'm smooching the Frogman.
That's what. But what if he zaps you?
I gotta smooch him into telling me his froggy
You're gonna you're gonna seduce the Frogman?
Yes, I'm gonna seduce the Frogman. If people out here can be out here wanting to Bigfoot, I can seduce the Frogman.
Clip that. Put that on a t-shirt.
Tell us, do you want my unhinged sayings on a t-shirt? Because we can do that.
Everyone's like, no, I'm so scared right now.
Everybody's like, actually, I'm gonna stop listening because there's something wrong with Nyx.
Yeah, there's definitely just a little bit, but that's why you're here, right? It's that, je ne sais quoi about you.
Yeah, give me a platform. Let people experience my unhingedness.
Unhingedness?
Yes.
I love it.
That's why we give Jake a platform.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
If your name's Jake out there and you're not the Jake, we're not talking about you. You'll know.
You'll know if you're the Jake.
But yeah, speaking about our merch, check it out.
Check it out.
Support us so we can keep doing this crazy scheme of ours of the Spectre Sisters. And, if you ever find yourself driving late at night through the quiet roads of Loveland, keep an eye on the guardrails near the river, because if the legend is true, something small, green, and very amphibious might still be watching from the darkness.
You gotta stop your car and get out and give it a smooch.